Hi everyone, my name is Tara and I'm a first year medical student. I wanted to do this vlog series. This is my first ever vlog. Um, in order to give advice to people who are in medical school or considering medical school, because I am an avid vlog watcher and have found other people to be extremely helpful. So I wanted to contribute to the community. I actually wrote a list because I did not want to forget any of the things I want to talk about for my first vlog. So this video will just be geared towards things to consider when choosing a medical school, or maybe things you want to ask about while you are interviewing at medical schools, because they're things I think are important, that I know a lot of my classmates think are important, so you'll probably think they're important too. So to get started, the first thing I want to talk about, dress code. Very important, because some schools have mandatory professional dress codes, and if that doesn't bother you, great, don't worry about it. But it will bother a lot of people, because I like to be comfortable when I'm studying. I don't like to get dressed up and like sit down and just feel like I'm not comfy when I'm studying. Dress code may not be a deal breaker, but it's definitely something to consider. Do you want to wake up every morning and worry about what clothes you have to wear, and do you look professional? Do you have clean professional dress codes if you're wearing them every day? Because not many people coming into medical school have an entire wardrobe geared toward professionalism. And yeah, I think that's one important thing to consider. The next thing that I want to talk about would be the grading policy. My school is pass fail, which I absolutely love. I think it encourages students to work together, it discourages competition, and my school is it's not cutthroat. Everyone's very friendly and helpful, which is really great, because the last thing you need to deal with and worry about is other people trying to like sabotage you or discourage you when you're just trying to make it through school. If there is a grading policy, maybe also consider, is it like letter grades or number grades, and like what the cutoffs are. Like, is the school that you want to go to, does it rank you? Like, they're very important things to consider. Third, mandatory courses. Or is it required that you go to class? That's obviously a big deal. Like, if you're someone who gets sick a lot during the winter, are you going to be able to make it to class? If you plan on living off campus, is that going to be an issue for you? If you have a family, do you want to have to spend 8 hours at school every day, away from your family, when you could go to a different school, watch all your classes online, and be there with your kids? It's just obviously very important. So I do like going to class. I find going to class helpful, depending on the person giving the lecture. There are some professors that give lectures that I just can't follow at school. I find them to be very jumpy, and it doesn't work for me. I end up wasting a ton of time, which is a huge deal in school, because med school is basically, in a nutshell, all about the amount of time you need to put into something to get the grade that you want. And if you go to class and you're not learning anything, and then you have to go home and repeat that lecture, you're wasting time, and that is a disadvantage that you're doing to yourself. So I think that considering whether class is mandatory or not mandatory, that's a huge deal. The last thing I want to talk about was resources. This can be really important for someone who is like dead set on doing research, or really wants to do a competitive specialty such as like dermatology or urology. There's a ton of them, but if you want to do a really, ophthalmology is another huge one, and like orthopedics, those would be some people that need to go to a school that offers research, because that's what you'll need to get a good residency. And if your school doesn't have the funds, the space, or the resources to give you those opportunities, that's just a huge thing you would have to worry about, and you'll have to seek outside opportunities, and that's a ton of work you put on yourself. So I think that's a huge deal. Also, is your school connected to a health system? My school, I'm very thankfully, is connected to a health system. So that provides me with a ton of exposure to networking opportunities and potential residency opportunities that I will have when I graduate. I'm trying to think what other resources. IT, IT at any school, not even just medical school, is very important. You don't want your computers to be crashing, or you just don't want to worry about IT problems. It's just annoying. Um, my school gives us school issued laptops, so I mean they don't give them to us; we pay for them in our tuition. But that's nice because you know that the IT department won't have to worry about compatibility issues if they have to reinstall software, take things off, or whatever it may be. So I guess they are just important. There's obviously probably way more things that you want to consider when going to school. They're just like four random things I find very important that people may not consider when they're going to school, or if you have when you go to interview. I know you're very nervous. Maybe you want to ask about these four things. You want to ask about the dress code, are classes mandatory, what's the grading system, and what research opportunities or what resources are available to me at the school, because they're just valuable things to know. So I hope this is helpful and useful to people. And depending on if people watch this and comment suggestions for my next videos, that would be helpful. If not, I'll just continue posting what I learn and what I think is valuable as I go along. Thanks for watching. Bye.